The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
Welcome to episode 90 of Rare Form Radio. We are back with my friend and the co-host for the month of April, Miss Heidi Van Tassell.
Oh, yay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We're also in a new location for the time being. We got into, a friend of mine is out of town for a couple months, and she loaned us her apartment. So I set up the studio today in this kitchen, and hopefully it looks professional. How is it for you so far?
It feels good. I feel like I have to sit up straighter.
Why?
Because the camera's on my side.
Yeah, they don't want to see your spina bifida. Welcome. Thank you for coming. This is our first in-person interview in a year.
Wow.
Since we haven't had anyone in studio. When did you come on the first time?
I think it was the fall of 2020.
Okay, get a little closer to this if you don't mind.
The fall of 2020.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, I think so.
No, the fall of 2019.
Was it really?
Yeah, because it was after. It was right when my assault thing came out in the news.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't had an actual in-person show since Todd and I and Frank. I think last March.
Frank.
Yeah, Frank. Rest in peace. Yeah.
Oh, is he gone?
Yeah, he's gone.
Are you serious?
Passed away.
Are you being serious?
No. Oh, he's alive. That's fine. Frank is fine. Frank will be editing the show for us tonight.
I was gonna laugh, and then I was.
Frank, I hope you saw that Heidi was actually very sad.
Which
right there.
camera?
Right there. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was sad. He's a good actor.
I am pretty good.
You're really good.
I've convinced my wife so many times that so many people have died, and sometimes I let her think it for days or weeks until she'll I've told her so many times that Betty White has died, and then she'll Google it weeks later or see her on a TV show and you motherfucker, you told me that she was dead. But it's fun for me. Before we started, you and I were mentioning how tired we were today. And this might be like a 15, 16-minute episode, if that's cool with you.
Totally. I'm exhausted.
And I said to you that you don't need a reason to be tired, because you're trying to explain why you were tired.
Right.
And why do we always have to do that? Explain to people why we're tired. What's the reason for that?
I don't know, and I think we always have to say that we're so like I said, I'm sorry, I'm exhausted, and and then I said I don't know why. I'm just tired. Life is tired. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Life right now is exhausting. It's been a fucking hard 2 years. I'm really tired.
Yeah.
So it's weird how we I feel guilty if I watch a Harry Potter movie, which I did this afternoon. But I'm I should really be doing something, but I'm tired.
Embrace the nothing. Embrace doing nothing. I really, really mean that. I have no guilt about doing nothing when I want to.
That's
and
good.
You shouldn't either.
That's good.
Yeah. Do what's best for yourself.
Right.
What do you do for you when you need to chill out or relax or rest up?
You know what I love? I love all of the Real Housewives. I love the Dallas ones because I grew up in East Texas. I love those shows, and I just turn on those and I just watch them and fantasize about how I wish I was married to some rich guy and was on that show. And that just
if you're Heidi's boyfriend, you're listening. Sorry, dude. She wishes that you were somebody else.
He doesn't listen. I don't think.
My wife has never listened to the show, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't even think he knows that I'm doing this.
It's funny that you mentioned the Housewives.
Why?
The person whose apartment this is,
Yeah?
that's what she does for a living. She works for that show. She works for all those shows.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
This is the house that the Housewives built.
what?
Yeah.
So the other day, it was a very exciting day. I got a mention from one of the Housewives of Dallas,
How did this happen?
Cameron Westcott.
I don't know who that is.
And I said, you are the cutest couple, because he bought her a $5.9 million home. If anybody's out there that wants to.
2 homes, please.
And they're just really cute because they're really sweet. And she goes, "Thank you, girl." And I can just hear her.
What does he do for a living?
It's I think a lot of them in Dallas are like, it's family money. It's like,
Oil and stuff?
Yeah, because I grew up about an hour outside of Dallas. And a lot of the kids I went to school with were like from like old money.
Is that the Woodlands?
No, I grew up in Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine be able to spend $5.1 million and still be fine financially?
No.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was no. It was more. It was 7.5. The other couple bought a house on auction for 5.9. But they're like the funnest. It makes me want to go out and like drink with them, and like I just want to
keep the conversation going.
Come on,
keep the conversation going on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Just try to make a friend.
Yeah,
put yourself out there, Heidi. This might be your key to happiness here. Befriending the housewives.
But that's what I do. I sit and I used to when I did stand up for like a moment.
What?
Yeah, I did stand up.
I don't think I knew that.
There's something on YouTube, and and you know who was at my stand-up show?
Gary Gygax. Oh, please tell me it was Gary Gygax.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. No, Phil Jackson
from the Lakers.
So,
by the way, 2 weeks in a row, your name-dropping names are the most random name-drop names, and I kind of love them. I can't wait for next week. To be like Paula Abdul or somebody.
Oh yeah, I'm just kidding.
Phil Jackson was at your stand-up. Why?
Yeah, because his fiance at the time was in our class, and I don't know if I should tell the story or not because
if you're curious whether you should or not, you should.
Okay. Well, I took a stand-up class with it was called Pretty Funny Women. It was really great. There was only like 10 of us. Maybe 8 of us in the class, and I sat next to this woman who was this blonde woman, beautiful, awesome. We hit it off, and she was like my like when you find like your tribe or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we laughed and everything, and the next week she came back, I came back. We sat next to each other, and we exchanged phone like our cell phone. I forget what happened, but. I said, "Oh, I love your ring." She's like, "Oh yeah, I just got engaged." And I'm like, "That's amazing." And then I said, "What do you do?" And she's like, "Oh, I work in the sports world." It was Jeannie Buss.
Oh shit!
I had no idea who she was. I was like, she was my friend.
Jeannie Buss was attempting stand-up?
She was doing it to sort of like help
By
out.
the way, for people listening, Jerry Buss is he still, or is he passed away?
He passed away.
So he was the owner of the Lakers.
Yeah. So her and her brother now have like.
And that was her dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she like everybody in the room was like, hello, she owns the Lakers, and I was like, I had no idea, and I didn't care. Like, I was like, oh, that's cool. So she only did a few classes, and then we kept in touch, and her and Phil came to our graduation show. So Phil was in like the very back, and after I got done, he like waved me over, and he's so tall, and he had this
he's huge.
He's huge, and he had this like aura about him, like he's super zen, and he's like, hey, I just want to let you know, this is what you should be doing, and I was like, okay, like. He was so awesome, and he laughed the whole time, and it was really cool.
How long did you do stand-up for? I can't believe I didn't know this, because
like
Todd and I were stand-up comedian fanatics.
Oh, really?
I can't believe it didn't come up sometime when you were on before.
For like a year and a half, and then I forget for me, I always got like so like wrapped up in relationships, which I think maybe a lot of people do sometimes.
Of course. And
then I think I was in a bad relationship, and that took up all my time. Fuck, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that sucks. But, I mean, I could always go back and do it, but...
Was the person you were with supportive of you doing comedy, or you would rather spend time with him than focus on the comedy?
We were just in not a good place. Mm. And he was a cop here. But
what's that like, dating a cop? In LA.
It was kind of, I felt safe constantly because everywhere we went, he had his gun on him, and we had a code. Mm-hmm. Okay. and we had a code in the car because he did a lot of things with gangs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, so our code is French fries. And if he came up to the car, if he was like at a gas station and he yelled French fries, I had to grab the gun out of the glove compartment and hand it to him.
You know, a relationship is cool when you guys have like military drills that you run together
That's
just
the
in
only
case.
kind I want to be in.
Yeah, yeah. How long were you with that guy for?
A year and a half.
How many times did you guys
years?
use
Maybe more,
handcuffs?
like 2.
Handcuffs.
None.
Never.
No, it's not. No.
Did he ever shoot you?
No.
Don't answer. Don't answer. Don't answer. How did you guys meet?
We met through a friend. I hardly remember now. It's one of those relationships where it wasn't that great of one.
So it's just kind of hazy in the head.
Yeah, it's like that was like 7 years ago. So I did stand up a while ago.
So what was your act like?
A lot of Jehovah's Witness stuff.
Good stuff. That's good.
Yeah, and I don't know, just a lot of like I'm very self-deprecating.
I like that.
'Cause
I think my favorite comedians are like that.
Well, I mean, but I had a woman come up afterwards once and tell me that it's not attractive on a 40-year-old. I was like, oh, awesome, thanks. I'll let a 40-year-old know that. Like,
Jesus Christ.
people are so. It's like the girl with the
What happened to
Who
your
are
head?
these people?
I'm not a huge fan of unsolicited advice from strangers.
Yeah, I don't care. Sorry.
So,
But anyhow, that's what I did.
talk to me about the first time you did stand up. I want to know what that was like, where it was, how you did, and the premise. Do you remember the premise of your first joke?
The first place I did it was when Phil Jackson came. That's my
your first one?
show.
And he told you that you should keep doing it.
He said I should keep doing it. He said I had good timing. He said I was funny, authentic. I was like, wow, that's so cool. And he had like beads on. He was really fantastic. He was really great. But so was Jeannie. Jeannie's awesome.
So where was that?
That was at Flappers in Burbank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the mall is over there? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, right?
Where the movie theater is and everything.
Uh,
Is that Flappers?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
It's kind of a bigger space.
Okay.
It's pretty big. You walk in and it's like a huge like shopping center.
How long was your set?
12 minutes, I think.
Wow.
10 minutes.
I am comfortable playing music in front of people. I'm comfortable doing this. And this is usually pretty funny. Not always, but it's pretty funny.
Right.
I can't imagine doing stand up in front of people.
I wanted to start doing it because I was writing a book. I still am, but it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But so I wanted to just sort of like tell my story, and I just wanted to try it because people were like, "You're so funny," and I'm like, "Really? Okay, I'll do it."
How many times did you go up?
Probably like 30 times.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And
Actually, no, my first time up was at the Ha Ha Club over here.
yeah, in North Hollywood.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it was on a Tuesday, and what they do is it's just like people who are trying out like their new stuff. So there's a jar, and you put your number in there, and when they choose your number, you come up. If they're done and they haven't been chosen, it's too bad or whatever. So I went there with some friends that I was working with, and I had to go for class. I had to go and try out all my stuff. So I go there, and we're sitting there, and jokingly I said, "Watch, I'll be the first one up. Watch." Sure enough, they're like, the first thing they picked up, Heidi Van Tassell. I was like, God damn it. And we all were like dying because we're like, that's insane. So it was my first time up, and I killed it.
Good for you.
Just kidding. No, I just, and I do a lot. I did a lot of like lists. Like I have a list of reasons why I've broken up with guys. And then I would pull out a list out of my pocket and write a list.
Can you remember some of those lists?
Oh, yeah.
Or some of the reasons why you broke up with guys?
Oh, my God. The most ridiculous ones.
Let's go through those,
When
please.
I broke
And are
up-
these real? Are these all real?
These are real. I feel kind of bad.
Oh, fuck it. They're not listening. They're not listening.
I dated a guy once who had never seen Hot Tub Time Machine. I feel like I'm not sitting up straight. And it's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie so much.
It's a good one.
And he wouldn't watch it. And then when he did, he hated it. And for me, I was like, oh, like I broke up with him because like I became resentful. That is the dumbest thing.
That he didn't
ever.
like Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yes. Hot Tub Time Machine.
How long had you been together before?
Not that long. It wasn't like it was like some
months or weeks or days?
Like months.
That's a good chunk of time. Was there anything else about him you didn't like? Or was that kind of
Just
like...
that he didn't have a sense of humor.
Because he didn't like Hot Tub Time Machine? Do you know... Okay, what else you got?
I wonder why I'm not on the Real Housewives of any
This is the way to do it. Yeah.
I broke up with a guy for the way he was at the movies. If you talk during the movies, it's my pet peeve. If I can hear you chew anything at the movies, we're done. Like I hate it so much. The smacking of like the mouth, the asking me a question. I'm like, I just got here with you. Like, I didn't write this film. I don't know what's about to happen. Like,
Hi, I'm Heidi. I'm your girlfriend. I don't know what's happening either.
like,
we walked in together. I have a friend who is truly one of the nicest people in the world. I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he listens or not. But just like this person could not be any nicer. And I've been to the movies with him twice. And I'll never go again because this is all I hear.
no.
In and out of his nose.
Nope.
The whole time, and it's.
Is he okay?
He's fine. He's fine. He's just concentrating, and that's his fucking obnoxious concentration sound.
No.
And he's so nice, and in those moments, I just wish he was dead. I wish he wasn't there with me anymore. And like, what did we see together? We saw like a really, really good movie together, and it ruined it for me. Mm-hmm. Totally ruined it for me.
But do you know that that's a form of ADHD and ADD? It's one of the, I forget
Nose
which one.
breathing?
No, of us that bothering us because I can't get it out of my head.
Oh, as soon as I hear it, I can't even hear the movie anymore.
Nope, me neither. And then I get mad, and then I throw looks like at that person, like I do like exaggerated, like
I assaulted a child in a movie theater once because they were talking. Stop. I swear to God. And you mentioned Harry Potter. Uh-huh. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but I was at a Harry Potter movie with my ex-girlfriend and her cousin, and it was like a late night showing, like around the holidays when the kids are out of school. Mm-hmm. And I think we're in like La Cañada or something. And we're watching the movie, and I don't even care really about the movie, but if I'm there, I'm going to focus and concentrate.
Right.
And these kids, like 3 rows in front, were just like, they're teenagers. So they're literally children. And I was probably 27, 28 years old, a man. And they were talking the whole time. And I had this, you know, those big jugs of water, or the big like Arrowhead bottles, like the 1 liter or whatever it is. They kept talking, and I unscrewed the bottle of water, which I'd barely drunk, and I threw it, drank. I threw it at the back of one of their heads as hard as I could. And it smashed off the back of his head and splashed all of his buddies next to him. There's 3 of them that wouldn't shut the fuck up. And they kind of, you know, obviously one of them was hurt. And all 3 turned around, and I said, "You guys need to shut the fuck up." And the whole theater started clapping. And they slouched down in the seats, and they were terrified. And as soon as the credits rolled, they fucking sprinted out of the theater. Just
Good for
sprinted.
you. Oh, that's a dream.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. There's no better feeling than hurting kids. You know, little pricks.
That's like it's
hopefully they learned a lesson.
It's my biggest pet peeve. That's why I love to go to the movies alone. I'll go with my boyfriend and his kids, and they're lovely.
Yeah.
But one of the kids talks through the whole thing, asks questions like, "Why is it? Why
Full
is
voice?
it?" Yes, but like a whisper. He thinks it's. Why is he doing that? And I'm just like, oh, and I can't hear the movie. So I'm totally. The reason why I go is
getting anxiety right now.
I know it gives me like.
I might ask you to leave in a second.
Anyhow, but my point is, I broke up with a guy because of the way that he would take his popcorn, like a big one, and then he'd shake it like that. Like he'd make sure that the butter and the salt were all on the bottom each time
He
he'd
needs
chew.
to calm down a little bit.
And then why is it when people eat popcorn at the movies, they can't, like, you can't get enough in your mouth, as if it's like
It's not at the movies. There's something about popcorn where there's like, you have to just have it overflowing out of your fucking face.
I'm gonna fucking kill somebody.
Like I eat tons of goldfish, and I don't do that with goldfish. I think because popcorn is such a weird shape that you're trying to clear your lips or your teeth or something. But just put 2 in there.
It's a weird thing. Also at the movies,
I never thought about this before, but popcorn is a very weird food, and popcorn. You've never seen someone eat popcorn and not have it fall on their chest.
Oh, for sure. I have it inside my shirt and my boot. Yeah, it's too. But but like, I don't know. It drives me nuts. It drives me.
Get angry,
I mean,
Heidi.
what?
Get angry. Bring it.
It drives me nuts. Also, what smarty at the movies was like, hey, you know what? Let's get some nachos in there. Let's get some tortilla chips with the best cheese. I love that cheese.
The ghetto cheese.
I love the ghetto
Shitty cheese.
So, oh my God, it's my favorite.
It's like 7-Eleven nachos.
Yes, so good. But like at the movies, what are you doing?
Weird.
Like,
I have wondered forever, like, why do the movie, the candy people, make the wrappers more crinkly than they ever need to be? Can't they just have like a soft box or some kind of a different delivery system for the candy?
It's too much
And
because
why do
people wait.
Yes, Heidi, yes.
When you get to the movies, before it even starts, you should be sitting down. You shouldn't be And here's another thing: the guy that
I'm getting so fucking angry right now.
The guy that I broke up with, he would get to the movies late. And I told him, I said, I can't show up late. I can't miss a minute of the movie. It's ruined for me. I know it's not, but it's in my head. It's ruined. So we would get there late, and like he would open up his can. It's just, I hate it.
I usually, if I get sometimes I'll go AMC has unbelievable mozzarella sticks at the movies.
Wow.
And they're unbelievable. And they're always, I'm done with them before the movie starts. Right. I'm usually done with a lot of my candy before the movie starts.
Right.
But the people that wait till if you're watching the movie, okay, and you start opening your wrapper, and then the scene gets quiet, fucking stop opening the wrapper.
Yes.
Don't be an asshole.
Yep.
Just wait a second, you fat fuck. You wait a second to put the food in your face.
Yep. What's wrong with people?
Everything.
I'm pissed off now.
I was at the movies once where a guy took a phone call, full volume, on speakerphone.
No.
On speakerphone, and it wasn't like a, hey, I'm at the movies, I'll call you back. They just chatted about a thing they were working on.
No, I'd lose my mind.
And him I didn't confront because he was scary looking.
Well, my mom always said that she told me to be careful because I'm the one that it's anywhere now. If I'm disturbed by somebody speaking too loud on the phone, I'll be like, "Hey, do you mind?
Yeah.
Can you
Do you do it nice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
but nice and
passive aggressive
exactly,
in a way.
Yeah.
It really is hard to ask someone to stop doing something nicely.
Yeah.
You can do it, but they're always going to get defensive almost every time. And I don't know the right way to do it, but you either have to do that or have your experience be completely ruined.
Right.
And I don't know what the right way. I don't know what the right thing to do is.
I one time said there was a guy at a doctor's office on the phone, really, really loud. It's a doctor's office, and people are not feeling well, or you know what I mean. And I told that after he got off the phone, speakerphone, really loud, and I said, "Hey, is Pat okay? Is he gonna be cool? I mean, is everything good?" And he looked at me, and I was like, "You were talking to Pat, right?" And he was like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Oh, because we all heard, so we're just,
It's a good move. That is as passive aggressive as one could possibly be, and I love it.
In my old age, I get
Are you the person
don't care.
The last girlfriend I was talking about that I was at the movies with? She was the kind of person where her and I would be out somewhere, and a group of 4 dudes would annoy her, and she would start talking shit, knowing full well they're not going to punch her. And I have to tell her, listen, I understand that you have to speak up, and I understand that you're annoyed, But when we're outnumbered, these guys are not going to beat the shit out of you. They're going to jump me to upset you. So please be a little careful.
Yeah, no, I'm not like that.
Okay, good.
No, yeah, no.
On behalf of all the dudes, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What else? What other reasons have you broken up with somebody? I've only dumped one person in my life.
That really?
Yeah, that girl. After 6 years.
There was a time where I, and this is all after, majority of it is, the majority of it is after my husband died. So these are people that I was like, I don't know. It just wasn't, I was just like, ugh, you anoint you talk too loud and you chew your popcorn loud.
Can I ask you a serious and somewhat deep question?
Yes.
Do you think any part of you was finding reasons to break up with them because they weren't your husband?
For sure.
Yeah?
For sure. Because I wanted to find love again, but then I was like, do I? Like, this is dumb.
My stepmom died in 2007, and it was my dad's. They were high school sweethearts, and then they broke up for many years, and then got back together, and were together for another 20-something years.
Wow. I'm
and
sorry.
They were the people that made me realize that, like, true romance was a thing, that, like, real love. They showed me what, like, real love was.
Right.
And when she passed away, like, I was so worried that he was just going to always try to compare other women to her.
Right.
Is it impossible not to?
I think at first, but then after a while, because it's been 13 years now. It's been a while. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
You just passed the anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
January 8th. But after a while, it's, but at first, I mean, I dated an Italian director, kind of a famous one. I was like, I started to take
Fellini or
Italian.
Roberto Benigni?
It was Fellini.
Cool. It's cool.
But I took Italiano. I wanted to be, I was gonna move there. That didn't work out. All these things, I just wanted to be like in love and make sure like I still could do it. I know that's weird. That sounds weird, but
I don't think it sounds weird at all.
No,
because you got it right with one person,
right?
And who's to say? I mean, some people don't do it again with somebody else.
Yeah,
So I understand that feeling.
Hello.
Enjoying the podcast?
I am so far, thank you. I just wish I could actually do more to help.
If you'd like to show support for Rareform, there are a couple of ways.
And what ways would those be?
Become a patron at patreon.com/rareformradio.
And then what?
Make a one-time donation, or choose from a few subscription levels paid monthly for extra benefits.
And what would those benefits be exactly?
Those extra benefits include bonus episodes not available to the public, exclusive live streams, more interactions with the gang, along with other special perks that will change over time.
But how do I know, what to choose?
Choose your level of donation, and know that your contributions go to keeping the show running and growing.
Okay, but where's the money going?
Paying crews behind the scenes, and just supporting independent artists.
Well, that actually sounds pretty great. Where do I go again?
That's patreon.com/rareformradio.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Bye.
but I chose some doozies. There was this one guy who's from Wisconsin, and gorgeous. Beautiful guy.
What was his background, ethnically?
I don't know, German, maybe.
Okay, so he was like a white guy.
He was a white guy, yeah, for sure. But he wanted to be a musician. Always wore a hat.
What kind of hat?
Like a cowboy hat. That's so stupid.
Oh, Wisconsin. No, it flies there a bit, right?
Yeah, it's okay. But wait, I got off track. But he was really into this man wolf guy.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So in Wisconsin, there's this thing called the Briar. I think it's called the Briar wolf thing, but it's like this man wolf. A man wolf. It's all
like
over
a folklore?
Yeah, but supposedly it's real. And
okay.
there are these
Heidi, please. Please. Don't say there's a man wolf and supposedly it's real. Listen, it's not.
It's a legend in Wisconsin.
Thank you.
And people have seen things and whatever. But
they haven't. They haven't.
But he was obsessed with it. Obsessed. And one night we were driving. I was driving because he didn't have a license, of course. I mean, like, where do I find these guys?
Yeah.
And he said, "Stop!" And it was like probably like midnight in the middle of Wisconsin woods.
He thinks he saw it.
And he goes, "Pull over," and I pulled over. And he jumps out of the car and disappears into the woods. And it's pitch black. And I'm in Wisconsin. I had just moved from here to there for like a year. I forget why. And he was gone. I locked the doors. I was like, are you kidding me?
And that's the last time Heidi saw him.
So we didn't really break up. I mean, he just disappeared.
Just left in the woods. How long was he gone for?
He was gone for like 25 minutes. 25 minutes at midnight in the deep Wisconsin woods.
And you just sat there?
I just sat there. I was terrified. I was like, should I leave? But his phone was in the car. So I was like, well, I think he's coming back.
Real talk. How much longer would you have waited before you left?
I would have waited a little, maybe like an hour, I guess. Like I would have waited like 40 more minutes.
Okay, so
I probably would have called the cops though. Right? Like I probably would have called the police.
I can't believe you didn't after 25 minutes. What were you doing in their car? What were you doing?
I don't remember. This was a long time ago. But I was just like looking around, like I don't know, like what is he doing?
So walk me through the whole thing. When he comes back, what is that conversation like?
He was all out of breath, and like he's like,
please tell me he had the man wolf in his teeth, like a dog that brings back a rat or something.
No, he saw it though. He swears he saw it.
Careful, Heidi.
He
didn't
swears
see it.
he saw it. And I was like, okay, crazy. That's nuts.
So he just claimed that he just ran around the woods chasing it.
Yep.
Did he chase it the whole time, or did he? Do you remember? Like,
No
did he
idea.
see it and then lost sight?
I think he saw it and he went after it and was like crouching, like like looking for it. Like,
if you had to, could you call that guy right now and talk about it? Would he answer?
No, I don't think I have his number.
We need him on the show next week.
I forget what it's called. It's called the Briar Wolf man. It's the dumbest it's a man dog thing. But in Wisconsin, there are these ley lines. I learned
ley lines. Wisconsin man wolf.
The Briar Wolf something. There's something in those woods though. There's some weird thing that's in those woods, and I don't know what it is. I swear to you.
Wisconsin man released Wolfman trap. Is that your boyfriend?
What's his name?
Let's see here. The Beast of Bray Road?
Beast of Bray Road. Yes. But you should see the videos that this guy has. It's pretty insane. There's something out there.
I'm looking at a picture right now of the dog walking on its hind legs.
Well, I mean, it's like Bigfoot, but not.
All right,
it's like Wisconsin's
It's real, everybody.
Bigfoot.
The Beast of Bray Road is a real thing.
Yep.
Confirmed.
Yep. He saw it.
That is so weird.
That night, he said it ran across the road. I didn't see anything, but...
Can you see that? Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to throw that in the show.
That's it. But I broke up shortly after that because I was moving back here, and I was like, no, this can't go on like this.
And he wouldn't come because there's no wolf people here.
He wanted to, I think he wanted to come out here, but he wanted me to like... Even after I broke up with him, he said, do you want me to drive you out there? No, I'm good. So,
what else did this guy? What else was this guy into? Was he like a UFO? Loch Ness monster?
The
JFK.
UFO.
I'm a UFO guy, 100%.
Me too.
Yeah. Love.
My sister's fiance is on that show, Skinwalker Ranch, and that's a.
We had Jeremy Corbell on.
Oh, you did?
On this. Wait. No, we had him on Dark Matter, and he's coming on this show in a couple months.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I talk to him pretty often.
So Ryan Skinner is my sister's boyfriend. Well,
what was he doing on the show?
Engaged. He's one of the guys, and he wrote a few books about Skinwalker Ranch. Like he's one of the original guys that was there when the government owned that. He's like. Did he work on the ranch, or just lived in the town, or what? No, he was invited there, and there's only like a few people that can be invited, and my sister went 2 years ago. Okay. Amazing stories. And when you're
experience?
On the ranch, I can't talk about it.
Bullshit.
I'm serious.
Okay, wait. We'll back it up
Yeah.
and tell it as if it's somebody else. Go.
Wait.
By the way, can you explain to people what Skinwalker Ranch is?
Skinwalker Ranch is it's in Utah, and I'm gonna get it wrong.
That's okay.
But it's a
we don't care. We're in America. We don't care about facts anymore. So just go ahead.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
It's a land that was once owned by an Indian tribe, and I forget what tribe. And somebody bought it years ago. Some really rich guy owned it because all these things were happening in that area,
like supernatural things.
But like crazy crap. And then the government bought it, and then it was sold to somebody else. I forget who. And now this like one of the richest guys in Utah owns it, and he's on that show now too. The Skinwalker
and the
Ranch
idea
show.
is that the government bought it to kind of keep the secrets secret.
Yep. And
was there like portals and shit there or something? Is that what it was? Heidi.
I don't think I can tell. When you go there, you have to sign like an NBD. Like you can't like wait.
NDA.
NDA.
What's NBD?
No big
Is it
deal.
some birth control? Okay.
It's no big deal. Just some. But my sister saw some things, and you go there and you can't drink, you can't do drugs, you can't be on mushrooms because most people are like, "Oh, were you doing like some shrooms?" Mm-hmm. And she saw some things, and they say that when you go in there to not think of like the things that you don't want in your life, and so don't have anything.
Basically, like in Ghostbusters,
negative
when they think of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I never saw that movie.
Why are you in this room right now? This is like you and your boyfriend Hot Dog Time Machine. You don't come back here next week until you watch Ghostbusters.
Okay,
Do you understand me?
I'll watch it. That's what somebody said the other night.
So in
too.
Ghostbusters, at the end, they're busting ghosts the whole movie, and at the end, that the overlord person says, choose the form of the destructor, and basically, whoever thinks of something, that's going to be the thing that comes and kills you. So everyone's like, don't think, clear your mind, clear your mind, clear your mind. And someone thinks of a big marshmallow man. So you've seen the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So that's where that comes from.
I've seen like bits and pieces of the movie. I just haven't like seen the whole thing. Like,
so when
all
you
the
go
way
to the
through.
ranch, they say to you, like, don't think of bad stuff or don't think of your fears. Or
Yep.
How do you, when you're told that, how do you not just think of that?
My sister, especially because she was there with her boyfriend, they were like, don't like get into a fight, don't like think of like bad things about each other. And she heard angels like singing, and she like looked around. She heard angels.
Wait a minute.
Singing.
Okay, pause again. Mm-hmm. Wolfman.
I believe my sister though,
right?
She's like not because she doesn't believe in that.
How does she know what? How do angels?
Not
sound
angels
different?
singing,
or just angelic,
but she heard like like that
hymns or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She saw
in her ear. She heard like in her head, or heard it like as if it was
like
around
if it was around her.
Interesting.
Because she was trying to think of like good things. I don't know if I can tell this though.
Can you loose like a?
They may or may not have seen a portal. It was a blue thing that opened up in the sky, and my sister said there was something that fell out of it, and I was like, "What?" At first, I'm like, "Really?" But she's like, "Heidi, I swear to you." She's like, "It was the most insane thing she's ever seen."
I mean, you've talked about your sister before, and you guys are very, very close. So you do believe what she says.
I believe her whole because she's a person that would be like, "Oh, please." That's she's kind of like.
How long was she there for?
She was there for a day.
And she was there for one day, and she happened to see some shit?
They were there for like a couple days, but they went out with one of the guards, and they have like a guard with them at all times. And yeah, there's a dog that's on the ranch. But if you watch the show's great. The show's really great.
I think I was confusing the Hunt for Skinwalker or whatever it is, the documentary. Jeremy Corbell did a documentary.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he knows my sister and her boyfriend.
So is there a scripted show? Is Skinwalker
Yes.
Scripted?
It's on A&E. No, it's on either the Travel or Discovery. One of those. It's really good. You should watch it. There's 2 seasons now, and he's in the second one.
I'm intrigued by it. I don't know how much of the Skinwalker stuff I totally believe. Excuse me, but you saying this, I believe a little bit more.
Watch the show. Okay. And there's a scene in the show where I think it's the second season where you're like, what did I just see? What? And it makes you believe, like, wow, there's something. Because it's on this land that's, it's in a. What's crazy though is that the people in that town. I forget what the town is called. In that town there's people that are dying of suicides. They get like a tumor in their brain. I mean, there's a lot of activity that they're like, what is happening in this town? It's really interesting.
Why haven't you gone yet? You should go. We should go.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Can you make this happen?
Yeah, I wanted to. I'm trying to. Maybe I shouldn't put this out there, but I want to get him to do like just one like a podcast for like a season and go out there and do that.
Not a bad idea.
And he's really like he had a show about like going around there and
is he an actor?
Talking. No, he wrote a few books. He just made a video game. He's like the coolest guy. He's awesome. But he made a video game about that. It's called Skinwalker Ranch. And he made a video game. I mean, everybody during the pandemic like did all this fucking cool shit. What did I do? I finished like episodes like one, a season of
I did a dumb Zoom podcast for a year, and this guy made a video game.
Video game.
All right, show off.
But Skinwalker, it's really, a lot of people don't know about it. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I very much. I got to look up the name of that documentary. I think it's the Hunt for Skinwalker.
I think so, because he went to Vegas when they came out with it. They had like a convention thing, and they showed it there. Because you know who's really into it there?
Hunt for the Skinwalker, yeah.
Is Robbie? He's an English
Robbie Williams.
singer? Yes.
He's in the documentary.
Yeah. So he's really into that.
I believe.
Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah. That's cool though. I mean, my sister and they
I will
like,
give you $10 if you can name the big Robbie Williams hit song. God. And you have 20 seconds.
Wasn't he in a boy band? Was he in a band or was it just him?
I think it was just solo. He almost was the singer for Queen.
Really?
Mm-hmm. 10 seconds.
He's great. I don't know.
Millennium. Millennium was his hit.
Oh.
Yep. Does it ring a bell?
Nope.
Oh, good song.
Nope.
Great singer.
Maybe.
So if you were to go there and you were told to like not think about the scariest thing to you, I imagine the scariest thing to you is vaccinated people because you seem to be an anti-vaxxer in some form. And I want to ask you, because I sent you a link, I think about like how to go about getting the vaccine a couple weeks ago. And basically you're like, nah. Why?
Okay.
Honestly, like why?
I don't believe that Bill Gates is putting a chip in our arm. I'm not like that. I'm not that person. That's ridiculous.
By the way, my wife got her first shot a month ago. And when they gave her the shot, the girl's like, can you feel the microchip yet? It was really funny. You have to really know your audience if you're going to say that shit. But I thought that was pretty funny. Okay.
That's funny.
So you don't believe Bill Gates is putting chips in you?
Like I'm not like that. I'm just in my gut, it's too soon.
For all of them.
Phase 3. I've done research. I was told I was uneducated. I've been bullied by people when I say, no, I'm just going to wait. I'm not judging you because you got one. I'm not saying, oh, you're, that's nuts.
It is a personal choice.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm a grown up. Like, are you kidding me? And what? Yeah. So I've done my research. The CEO of Pfizer, that's what did it. It's a video I watched. It's a real video of him on the news. And they're asking him about the vaccine. And he's like, everybody, you have to get it for the love of mankind. Are you kidding me? To save the lives of everyone, you have to, everybody. And then the woman goes, so have you gotten yours? He's like, not yet. I mean, I don't, he got all like nervous. And she's like, can I ask why? And he's like, I just don't want to cut in line. Okay, bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. But stuff like, it's
that's
just
weird.
And then
that's weird.
Also, it's not like when the polio vaccine came out, it took them a long time. People don't understand. When it first came out, it killed thousands of people.
The vaccine?
The vaccine did before, it was like the first year or two. It took them 5 years to actually have the real one that saved.
Wasn't that
all
also
these...
100 years ago or something?
Right. So, okay. But so
Right.
people have made that argument with me. Like, I had a friend that...
It's a valid point, but it was
Right.
a long time ago.
Right. But I had a friend, quotes, who said...
I believe in wolf dogs, wolf men.
Yeah, and I was like, duh, I saw one. She had said, do you want my cousin to call you? Because he's a doctor and he's a scientist. And maybe sort of like, is
talking
it
down
a
to you.
Jehovah's Witness thing? I was like, no, they would tell me to go and get it. Like, are you kidding me? What happened to me was I went to Cedars. I've been at Cedars quite a lot in the last...
Heidi has a punch card at Cedars.
7
so
months.
every
I'm
10
VIP.
visits, you get a free visit.
Exactly. And one of the doctors, one of the nurses, he is the nurse that gives the vaccine on the weekends at Cedars. And he also is the guy that gives you the shots for when you go to Africa and stuff like that. So that's his realm of...
He's the shot guy.
Right. So I asked him, he's a vaccine guy. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, I'm like, between you and me, like, what do you think about the vaccine? This was like 5 months ago. And he looked at me and he was like, I'm waiting. And I was like, why? And he goes, it's not FDA approved yet. And I said, well, I thought it was. He's like, no, it's it's emergency approved. He's like, if I were you, I'd give it a little bit of time. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, what? But why? And he's like, I can't tell you more about it. But he's like, I'm going to wait. And then I saw another nurse at Cedars when I was up there. And her
first name basis with all the nurses at Cedars.
Right. And she said the same thing. And she works in the ICU. And then I saw another nurse and asked her. So a lot of the nurses up there are not getting them just yet.
So all three people that you asked that
there
are
was
in the
more
medical
than
field.
that. There was like 7 nurses I've
And
asked.
all of them said they weren't
all
going to
of
get
them said no, that they're going to wait. And then I had this friend.
I know 2 nurses that got it right away.
And this friend that I talked to, she called her friend that's on the board at Cedars. That's how she talks. I'm just kidding.
Teeth together?
Yeah, I'm on the board at Cedars.
My dad is sending me to Harvard.
Love it. But so she called her because she's like, that's false. And it's not true because when you're a nurse at Cedars, you have to get one. Well, it's not. You don't have to. Mm-hmm. It's not. So anyhow, I'm just waiting, but I'm probably going to have to get one because I'm going to go, I think, on a trip this summer for my birthday. So I have to go and get it. I might go get it next week. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just was giving it a minute.
It is fun to call you that. I don't actually believe you're an anti-vaxxer because you're not like.
But with my luck,
Right.
my arm would fall off. I'd be the first one to like have like a fucking knock on wood. Like, but seriously, with my luck, like medically. Actually, no, I'm lucky. But I mean, like, I'd be the one that was like, she almost died from it. It was crazy, So
have you been in the past year? Have you been like? Are you like loose with the rules as far as COVID?
Not at all.
Okay.
But I have O negative. It's Rh negative O blood. So I have a really like rare form, and they say like OP people.
Rare form. That's a good plug. Hey, I appreciate that.
What?
Nicely done.
See, I just brought it back.
Very nice.
Well, that's funny. Wait, is that what it's named for?
Your blood type? No. No. You know when people are in rare form, when they're like in a weird mood?
Yeah,
Todd came
he's
up with
in
that.
rare form.
Exactly, that's what it came from.
Yeah, you see, I sound like a 40s.
Hey.
She's in rare form. But,
Blood type.
yeah, so I guess like, there was a doctor had said that it's kind of, it's harder for us to get it. I don't want to take that chance. I mean, I don't want to get it. But here's the thing. Here's what I was thinking. I had a good thought. I thought.
Here comes the anti-vax shit.
When we have these chips
President Trump told me that Fauci is a liar. Yeah.
Can we talk about what's his name? The sicko that's...
Matt Gaetz?
Yes. Okay,
I'd
but
love
wait.
to, yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay. So, what was I saying?
Type O negative blood.
Type O negative blood. Goddamn. Oh, so okay. So let's say I do get it. I still, you can still get it. So why are we gonna have to have a vaccine card?
They changed that now.
They did.
Yeah, they said that I believe they're pretty much at 100%. Where once you get either your 2 shots or the single Johnson & Johnson, that you cannot spread it anymore. You can't get it or spread it.
That's bullshit because it just happened to 150 people in Washington.
Right. But
that last week.
This is new news, I believe, that because they're constantly tweaking it too. I think they're tweaking, but
I don't
again,
know. It just is so
nothing's 100%.
weird
I
to
guess.
me. I just don't think they know enough yet.
I think they might. They are scientists.
No, and I know that, but also I'm watching like on the. Now I sound like an anti-vaxxer.
No, you don't. I'm definitely putting you. I'm funneling you into that thing, but you're not an anti-vaxxer. I know that.
There's the Kennedy project, and it's one of the Kennedys. I forget which one, and he has really great talks with scientists and doctors about the vaccine.
Wait a minute, not the Kennedy who's like all over Instagram who does all the wild like blowing the lid off of stories. Kennedy, is it that one?
I don't think so. He's the one that has the poor guy. He sounds like this. He's got a weird like vocal thing. I feel so bad for him.
Is he a Kennedy?
Yeah, he's
okay.
Not John F. Jr. He's
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, well, QAnon.
Oh no, he's coming back.
Oh yeah,
he came back.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah. Remember when he was going to come back and run on the ticket
with Trump
as the vice president?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Who are
2024.
Who are we as Americans? I don't know
stupid.
anymore.
That's what I'm like. But I just think it's. But do you see what I'm saying though? It's so weird that like these people just got COVID, but they're vaccinated. So why am I gonna? I just don't understand.
But also, you're doing something that the people on the right do, where you're looking at the smallest number of exceptions as opposed to the vast public where everyone is good and healthy.
Yeah.
So that of course, there's going to be exceptions to everything. There's faulty shit, or they didn't get the second dose, or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
Or maybe you can still get it in very rare cases. But overall, it seems like things are good.
And you know what I did? I went and I Googled how to get a fake vaccine card.
Heidi, for fuck's sake.
Horrible. What's wrong with me?
Stop it.
So I think next week I'm going to go get it at
the fake one. Go to Kinko's and make a few. I mean, they really are probably pretty goddamn easy to do.
I think so. I was
There's
looking
no
at
database.
one
like when I got mine, they I don't think
they just
even
write on
ID.
it, right?
They say, they put the whatever, some kind of code of what you got. Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe that's how they do it.
Oh,
but they don't put your name on it. Like you go home and you put your own name on it. When I got my first shot, I left the card like on my bookshelf for a month until I went and got the other one, and it had no name on it. It had the date on it, but I put my own name on.
So I can just go get one.
Just get the vaccine. How long do you plan on waiting? I know you said you might go this week.
I'm easily influenced, so I'll probably do it this week because there's a friend of mine runs a pharmacy in Koreatown, and they said to come down. They have like a lot of extras. Ones. Yeah.
Well,
so I'll probably go and do it.
Biden said that April 15th or something like that, there'll be enough for 90% of all Americans who want it. What?
I'm so leery about. Plus, now with the children, that 16 and older can get it.
What's wrong with that?
Because it's not safe yet. They don't know anything. It's just not.
I like that you keep saying that they don't know anything. Like they're just like a Swedish chef in the lab making vaccines. Think about it, orgy-borgy. Here's a vaccine, orgy-borgy.
I just don't. I have a hard time. Like,
you're talking about professionals who've dedicated their fucking lives to science.
Yeah, but why didn't the CEO of Pfizer get it then?
That's one guy. Maybe the Pfizer
and the
one's
people
fucked.
that work with
I don't
him.
know.
I know, but that's the one that I'm supposed to be getting.
It's like you're saying they don't know anything. These guys don't know anything. They've been on the job for 3 weeks, just mixing shit up.
They don't know what they're talking about.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Anyhow. But yeah, so I'll probably get it.
Do Do you know
People have been sick though when they get it. I don't want to feel sick.
you were sick yesterday? We were supposed to record the show yesterday, and Miss Ailments over here came down with something else. Oh, you had to go to the doctor for something.
Yeah, I had a bladder infection.
From too much fucking.
Isn't that funny that's what I'm always
that what it
embarrassed
is?
to say it? No. Oh. Well, I think that started like it can be, but it's not from that. It's just from I don't know what it's from. It just happens once in a while.
I've said it a million times. Every day I wake up, so grateful that I'm a guy.
Yeah, it's a girl. I mean, guys can get.
I don't even know if I have a bladder. Do I have a bladder? I've never had it infected. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
I think I do. I must. Talk to me about a bladder infection. What is that?
It just hurts. It feels like you have to pee constantly, and you can't. Like it feels like you have to go. It's an urgency. Remember that commercial? Gotta go right now. Gotta go. Remember that?
Kind of, yes. It sounds familiar, but I don't know what it's for.
It's like that, and it hurts, and usually
no
it can
pee comes
go
out?
away.
Or just say bloop,
like you
bloop.
pee it all out, and then you feel like the pressure. So it's pressure on your bladder.
It sounds like torture.
It sucks.
Sounds like a mind fuck.
And then like you pee blood sometimes.
Cool.
Sexy.
Cool. If I ever bled from my penis, I would be so concerned. So very concerned. Although I did, the head of my dick bled once when I zipped it up in my zipper.
Oh, like there's something about
Almost.
Mary.
I didn't get my balls and stuff stuck in it. That's one of the best scenes ever. But I
anyhow.
did. Yeah.
Bladder infection. And then so they gave me something to take, and I had to, of course, I ate a burger, and I threw it up, and I was like, what the hell? And I was allergic to the medicine they gave me. Wah, wah, wah.
Maybe the vaccine will fix all your problems. Maybe it'll make you like super Heidi.
Maybe. You never know.
Might be worth trying out.
Yeah.
We talked last week a little bit about the boycotting Uber Eats. Mm-hmm. There's a new thing that's been canceled.
Oh, God.
Which I just found out about. You might know about it already. It happened a month ago, and I didn't hear about it.
Dr. Seuss?
Much stupider.
Pepe Le Pew?
Much stupider.
Hold on. Much stupider. Okay, I don't know.
The laughing, crying emoji has been canceled.
What?
Let me say it again. You know the emoji, everyone does. The
It's
one
like
where
the
someone's
one, and
laughing
it's
and there's a
like-
tear. There's a crooked one and there's a straight one.
That's the only thing I use.
Canceled. It's a form
Why?
of bullying.
Are you?
Heidi?
Stop it.
I'm
You're
not joking.
lying to
no.
me.
Okay, so I was talking to a friend the other day and he used that. I use it all the time too.
I use it all the time.
And he goes, I probably shouldn't have used that just now, sarcastically. And I was like, why? He goes, oh, dude, you didn't hear? That's been canceled. And I kind of like laughed. He goes, I'm not joking. The crying, laughing emoji's been canceled. So I Googled it, and it's been canceled. You're not supposed to use it anymore because...
But it's still on your phone. They're not taking it off.
If they do, I don't know what I'm
That's
going
it.
to do.
I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
taking I'm taking the vaccine.
So you can die soon. No, it's been canceled because it's a form of bullying, and it's a form of...
How?
It's because, when someone says something that you think is really stupid,
Yeah.
like online, people will like... You'll make a point. You'll make a point about like about how 150 people, took the vaccine and got
Right.
COVID, and I respond with the laughing, crying, laughing, meaning
Right.
like
You're
look how
so dumb.
stupid. Right.
Right.
So it's become a form of like aggressive bullying and downplaying someone's feelings and the things that they say.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Do you think
This is fucking ridiculous. These kids these days are good.
these are not kids? These are adults that are doing this. These are like white
20
bored adult. I think so.
year-olds?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's that.
Or like maybe they're in
age.
college and like they think they're gonna save the world.
It's
And
too much.
we need. Not everyone is going to be nice all the time, and I don't want everyone to be nice all
No,
the
I
time.
feel bad for my nieces who have to who are 13 and 7 and
they're
have to
fucked.
grow up and
They're fucked.
what?
They're not. Well,
Did you see that the Monopoly game is being changed too?
why?
It's being changed because of the boardwalk and stuff. They're gonna make it more like that's the whole more what do you call it? Not PC, but more like real, and that's Monopoly. It's a game of
That's the whole
boardwalk
point.
and boardwalk.
Riches
You're like
and-
yeah,
right.
like I want to be rich. Like What? I forget.
we
You have to
doing?
look it up. I think they're changing the cards too and making it more about like one is going to be like you're giving money to dogs. It was some weird like thing. You gotta look it up. I was like, holy shit! I gotta buy all
Are
these.
they changing the whole thing?
I
or
don't
just,
think
there's
so.
gonna be select games
Select
like
it.
PC Monopoly where you can like, get
No,
like.
I think the whole thing.
So everyone's clamoring for low-income housing or something, or what are we doing?
I believe so. We looked that up.
I'm so angry.
We Googled that. I'm. Oh.
How would I look? PC Monopoly.
Yeah. I've been known to be wrong about things, but I read that and I was like, that's it. And then I made sure I had one in my house because I'm like, these are going to be really expensive. They're going to be worth something because like the original.
Time for Mr. Monopoly's Get Woke movement.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Monopoly is changing its community chest cards.
Oh, okay. So it's
God.
not changing the.
It might be a bunch. I mean, some of these are a couple of years old. Oh, this is March 2021.
Yeah, I read they were going to change some of like the, like boardwalk. And
How
I was
about
like,
this? How about if you don't like it the way it is, don't play it.
Exactly. What do you do? There was a
If I watch a TV show and I watch the first episode and I don't like it, I'm not going to ask them to change the way the show is done. I'll find something else.
Yeah.
Play checkers.
There's a great tweet that I forget who wrote it, and I think I saved it on my phone, and I'll send it to you. But it's a guy who said something like, "I don't like raisins, Crocs." He named a show, and he's like, "I don't like all these things, but I just move along."
There's
like,
other things.
Exactly.
There's other things.
What's wrong with people?
I don't like Harry Potter, so I'll watch horror movies or whatever it is.
Ban it because it's
Right.
it's not PC. I understand there's some things that probably needed to change. I get all that, but this is out of hand.
Right.
This is
One of my favorites is the Latinx thing. You don't call people Latinos or Latinas anymore. You call them Latinx. You don't know this?
Latinx.
Latinx.
Why?
It includes all Latin people.
Latinx.
So you don't put a gender on it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You don't know about this?
No, I don't know about this.
So do you know who hates that? Latinos.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of them have come forward and said, like, we don't want this. This is white people trying to like make us happy. We don't want this. This is embarrassing to our people. Like, we're fine with Latinas and Latinos and whatever the fuck. So Latinx.
Stupid. There's a great episode of Bill Maher. I love him.
Me too.
With Megyn Kelly.
Oh, from a couple weeks ago.
Yes, who
Amazing.
I don't care for her.
About her schooling, about her kids' school.
Yes, and about the thing that
Give
they're
the
doing to
rundown.
the white kids.
Give the rundown.
What should
By the way, that was the most racist you've ever sounded.
What?
The thing they're doing to the white kids.
No, but they are.
You're right. I'm gonna cut it here. We're gonna end the show.
White. No, but
See,
like
Kyle.
no, but they're
Yeah.
giving white children what do we call it now?
Her kids go to a private school,
but she
in
was
New York.
talking. Yeah, but she was talking about this. This is in a school in Washington and on the West Coast, somewhere that they're giving white children, whites like me. Well, I guess what's the name for us?
Caucasians,
there is none. Yeah.
whites.
Oh, Caucasians.
White people. I'm fine with white people. That's
Yeah,
fine.
white people, and it's a list of like, are you a white oppressor? Are you a basically like
you have to choose what kind of bad white person you are, right? Is that right? Like,
yes.
we know you're bad. Which
which
bad
one are
you?
you?
Right.
It's to an 8-year-old.
It's like a wheel, right?
It's
something?
yeah. It's like a half moon looking thing.
Or like a
and
pie
you have
chart.
to-
Oh yeah.
So her children went to school, private schools in New York.
Oh, it's a spectrum thing. Like, where do you fall on the spectrum
Yes.
of like a?
Are you a white oppressor, or are you a white supremacist? Are you a white like? So you have to be one of those things because you're white.
And these are children
These are 8-year-olds
who just want to like play PC Monopoly and just go about their day.
and they and kids don't see color. I never like. I mean,
That's
I mean,
absolutely true.
You don't see color.
Yeah, you learn. It is a learned thing.
Yeah.
And in Boston, you learn it quicker than most places.
And I think that a lot of kids who are prejudiced, it's learned from their mom and dad, 100%.
Without question.
that's what so, but
or your family, like uncles, whatever it is.
yeah. So her kids went to school at a private school in New York, and I'm trying to think of what one of the things is that her 7-year-old in kindergarten had to write a letter to Cleveland, to the Cleveland Indians, telling them how awful that name is and for them to change it.
And this is not the feelings of the child. This is the feelings of
and that's
the
what
school
she's
or the
saying.
teacher.
Like,
yeah.
let him learn to write the word Cleveland first, and it should be upon us to tell our children that that's bad, and have him have some sort of thought of his own. And I guess the teacher said that she apologized for it or whatever. But there's all these things in school. I forget, like, what else was she talking about? Oh, how they had to be. They talked about being trans, and that they basically were saying, like, which one are you, or which something, right? Like, it was some, like,
it was something about if kids identified as boy or girl,
right?
They were told, like, whoa, slow down, you might not be, and putting, like, I think it seemed like
a
the way she was
seed
saying,
of thought
planting
into
the doubt into themselves, like, maybe you're not that,
right?
But, like,
and they're 8.
The truth is, by the way, most people are one or the other.
Yeah.
Of course, there are people that feel like they're in the wrong body.
Yeah.
And I'm all for people identifying however they want to.
Me too.
But, like, don't try to force a kid to be like, you have a penis, but just know you might be a woman.
Right.
And the kid's like, what?
Right. They're so confused.
What are you talking about?
They're just like,
I have a pee-pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you do, there's a lot of other things that she said were great about, even like the college girl that said that.
Oh, she got canceled, or that one?
It was the teacher and the janitor at the school, the college in, I think, I don't know where it was, in Chicago or whatever. And the African American girl was eating in a place that she wasn't supposed to be. And when she walked in there, she passed the teacher, waved to the teacher, and the teacher waved, or the teacher waved to her. And then she was in there, and the janitor said...
She was a black woman.
Yes.
She was a black student.
Yes.
The janitor was white.
Janitor was white or...
something.
Latinx, maybe?
Nice. Bring it back again. Very good.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But so he had asked her, hey, you're not supposed to be in here, because he was just told that the kids can't eat in a certain place.
He was doing something that we call doing his job.
Yes.
Just say, hey,
you can't be here. She got upset and said it was because that she was black, and she blamed the teacher that she saw, that she passed when she was walking in, that she blamed her. So the teacher and the janitor lost their jobs because of this. The teacher was like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know that she was going in there. I saw her in the building, but I didn't know. I waved to her. And the janitor was like, I was just doing my job. Like, these people lost their jobs. They had families.
I am just praying that we're in one of those moments of we've overcorrected. Like, we've gone way too far past sanity and common sense. And hopefully it'll come back. Like, obviously, we've needed to change some shit for a very, very, very long time.
Right, of course.
Racism is still a massive,
horrible,
probably the biggest problem in the country.
Yep.
It leads to, racism leads to the prison problem and the wealth gap with everybody. Like, the middle class is gone and all that kind of stuff. And it is all racism. And I will fight anyone who says it's anything otherwise.
Yeah, if you say it's not, please.
It is. Racism is the number one problem in the country.
Yep.
Of course.
Yep.
But this is not how you fix it.
No.
And I'm even part of me is I'm even for, like, reparations in some way. I'm open to that idea of tax money helping or something. It's like
I'm for what Bill Maher said. And there was another guy on his show,
Gary Gygax.
Gary Gygax was his name. No, there was a guy, his name's like something God, something, not Chance the Rapper, it's something God, something. And he was on the show with Megyn Kelly was like in the beginning, and then it was them.
I didn't like that guy very much.
I didn't like him as well. And
I think he was drunk, actually, or high or something. He was out of his mind. I know what you're talking about.
But Bill Maher was saying, like,
The Creator? Was it Tyler, the Creator?
No.
Anyway, okay,
no, something God. He called himself God. But Bill Maher was saying, like, reparations should be in the form of putting more money into schools, putting more money into jobs for blacks, putting more money into like that. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because that's what it should be. I used to work, now I'm getting all crazy. I used to work in Cleveland, and I worked for Michael Simon's first restaurant. He's a chef. He's like a top chef guy. No, not top chef. He's like an Iron Chef guy. He's awesome.
Okay.
And so his restaurant was down in sort of like the really, really poor part of Cleveland. And then I worked at this little diner in the morning time. And what I would do is that these people would come in with their kids that were like 7, 8, 9, these little kids, these African American kids. I just felt so bad. So I told them, I was like, hey, I'll let you sweep up, or you can like help me do something, and I'll buy you like food. I'll buy you some milk and breakfast. And so these little kids would come down in the morning and do these things, and they would sit down. I'd get them food like eggs and toast and everything. And my God, I had a point. Oh my God.
About
like that area, they should put more money into that, into food, into helping these people out. That should be where reparations go to, not breaking into stores and like what they did in Chicago. And the little girl was like, "This is our reparation." Like, no, it's not. Like,
no, I
think that's so extreme.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
So,
but by the way, and I also understand those people. They're so angry. And,
but right. At least, and I get it. To the point that I can, because I'm white, I'm still learning. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, even now, I feel like maybe I shouldn't be saying these things. That's how like scared I am.
No, I know.
I'm gonna get canceled because But I saw what it's like there, and these little kids had no food. They had like bags of Cheetos for breakfast, and that's why I was like, no, because they'd come by and like, can we have a cookie? And I'm like, no, you need something like nourish. So that should start there. It should start with the younger children, and that's what I believe. I'm going.
And also, like, it's so hard. It's so hard when you're poor to take care of yourselves.
Oh my God.
Healthy food. Like,
it's expensive.
I grew up white, but I grew up incredibly poor.
Me too.
Like,
me too.
There was, I can remember multiple times where, and I grew up in Massachusetts, so the winters were freezing, where we would have no electricity and no heat for like 3 days. So I would sleep in a snowsuit with all the blankets on,
like
towels on
scarf
me,
on,
and just in a full snowsuit to try to stay warm. And that happened multiple times. So I can relate in a way to like what poverty does, and it's amazing that I was able to get out of there, because people like me usually get stuck. You get stuck in that thing, and it's hard to get out. That's a hard hole to climb out of.
Yep.
And had I not moved here, I would have been doing manual labor back there or something, which is fine. I mean, most of my friends do that and they love it. But so I understand that so much of it has to do with like just getting a leg up, just getting an opportunity,
just a
like,
chance.
That's
I was poor
thing.
too. We used to have. I mean, food to us was like if we had a Shasta, a can. We used to pick out 5 every time my mom went to the store, and that was like, oh my God, I got a root beer. Like that's like.
Yeah,
I understand. I get it. I grew up really, really, really poor.
And where'd you grow up in Wisconsin or where?
Well, I was born in Wisconsin, but
Texas.
raised in East Texas.
Yep.
And I went to school with like kids who were like, their fathers own like sports, like they were really rich. And I was a kid who went to the garage sales and got these girls clothes that their mom sold, and then I would get picked on because I'd come to school like in an Izod shirt, and the girl would be like, "Is that my Izod that you got at my garage sale?" That was off. It was
Oh, I feel so bad because I know exactly what you're talking about. Like I truly, I'm not being dramatic right now. My family was the poorest family in the town, and it was kind of a big town, and it's a very wealthy town. Next to Concord, Massachusetts, is where the Revolution happened, where Paul Revere rode through. Like I grew up in Acton, which is next to Concord, so
That's cool.
very, very wealthy. All these like colonial homes,
haunted.
Very haunted. Yeah, very, very old school. Like in my town, you can't paint your house without permission from the town because of the historical society.
Wow.
And so I would wear I was the dirty kid in school. Like we never really washed clothes a whole lot.
Yeah.
And my
It's
mom
expensive.
and stepdad were both heavy smokers. And I didn't realize until I was 19 years old when I moved here to LA, because I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, and I'm asthmatic, so I never got into it. But I never knew what a smoker smelled like until I moved here, lived here for a bit, and wore, like, when I started, I washed my clothes and everything. And then I realized, like, when I was 19 or 20, that I was the stinky kid my whole life.
Wow.
That I would go to
That, like,
school
smoky,
and now, like, I know for a fact when I go to friends' houses, the parents would be like, Jesus, this poor fucking kid. And the teachers, and like, I feel so bad for the kids that sat next to me in class because I just reeked of smoke, and like,
Right.
I didn't know you weren't supposed to wear the same clothes for a week. My parents weren't big on doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
They had their own issues. I mean, I grew up in a very alcoholic house too,
Yeah.
which has been fixed now. Like my mom's sober, but it was rough, and
And it was you and how many kids?
it was I was the oldest, and then my sister was 3 years younger than me, and then my little brother is 14 years younger than me. So I moved
Wow.
here when he was 5, but it was me and my little sister,
Yeah.
and I don't think when you're a kid, you only know what's right in front of you, and you, like, I thought everyone was like us, and it took me, decades to really realize, like, oh, I was the gross kid. And
Wow.
people probably thought, like, when I was a teenager, I imagine all my friends' parents probably thought I was a bad kid, like that I was like the smoker because I always smelled like smoke.
Yeah.
But I never had a cigarette in my whole life.
That's
weird.
crazy.
So yeah, poverty.
Yeah.
People need a leg up.
I mean, my parents are in their 70s and still have to work because they don't have a 401k or whatever it's called. Like,
Yep.
so I grew up like, and I think it's a lot of it is because of the Jehovah's Witnesses, because my dad wanted to be a pilot and went to school for it and went to
Like commercial or
yeah,
like
he was about to be and they said, no, you shouldn't be doing that because it'll take away time from going out from door to door and stuff. And my dad's
doing
like,
the real work.
she's, and back then they were young and that's what they knew. So, and they're not dumb. They're like the smartest, funniest people and like I've ever met, but like, that's just what they did. And so my dad was like, okay. And he became a carpenter and he's amazing. He builds like furniture and amazing, but it's still hard on them because they don't have like, that's all they knew. And so I just see this, I mean, there's still like, poverty level at 70.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh God,
And I
that's
never,
heartbreaking.
did you ever learn finances or anything? I never learned. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I just said 401k as if I'm like, oh yeah, their 401k, their portfolio. Like,
I don't think I could tell you what a 401k was.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It sounds good. I want one.
C note? What's a C note?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Like,
I thought it was a $100 bill. I don't know.
Was it? But there's like
We sound, welcome to Stupid Idiots with Dan and Heidi. Cheers, you fucking idiot.
when Eve Hutton, listen, when Eve Hutton talks.
Oh my God, we're so stupid.
We're dumb.
Hi, I'm Dan, and I don't know anything about anything.
I do have stocks though. I went and took some money like 2 years ago, and I was like, okay, that's it. And I bought like a stock in Apple,
Blockbuster.
and GameStop.
Perfect.
No,
Do you
but
follow
I bought,
it? Like, are you doing well? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, no, it went. I mean, it's like a bloodbath right now. It's awful right now. But I have Apple stock in Apple, but it went down so much, and then they split it, and I know all these things now about that. But I just wish when you read those things where it says if you save $1 a month when you're 5, you'll be a millionaire, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I know.
damn it.
Like, I'm 41, and I'm just starting to think about, like, maybe I should, like, invest in something. Should I get a house somehow? But then, like, I'm like, oh, I can't afford a house.
Yeah, well, especially out here too. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
We should have a finance podcast.
I don't think so. That sounds like, I think I'd rather blow my fucking head off than do that.
I'm gonna get the vaccine,
Please.
for sure.
Thank you. We have one. I want to go out on a listener question.
Ooh. Oh wait, we
Someone
forgot
sent
to talk about Matt Gates.
What do you got quickly?
Just real quick. Did you know
He's
that
a piece of shit,
He's
by
a
the
piece
way.
of shit. And did you know that he was the guy? Remember the guy who wore the gas mask, like the old timey gas mask on the floor of the Senate?
Oh yeah,
Just
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of like
yeah,
make fun of people.
Yeah.
That's him.
He's a smarmy prick, is what he is.
And he's known for like doing drugs and showing guys on the Senate floor like naked pictures of these guys. But the best is the interview that Tucker Carlson had with him.
The one
if
the
you
other
haven't
day?
seen it, you need
That was
poor
weird.
Tucker was just like,
What do you mean poor Tucker? Don't give me this poor Tucker shit. Now, he's a
but-
worse person than Matt Gaetz by a million.
right. But the fact that Matt Gaetz was trying to rope him in on the scandal.
So quickly, like
it's
Matt
insane.
Gaetz, he's a senator. Is he a senator
No,
or
he's
is
a
a something or other?
Congressman.
Congressman.
Like
I
a district
thought a
in
congressman
Florida.
was a senator, but yes, okay. So
Right? Yeah.
Matt Gaetz is the one that looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead.
Totally.
100%. And he is
He-
just a
he looks like the
smarmy
preppy killer.
prick. Yes, he's just a enormous head, hair slicked back, prick face dude. And he's in trouble right now because apparently he was trafficking children, allegedly trafficking children. And he has like a adopted stepson that everyone is sure he's been fucking for years.
Really?
Yes. So and now
He's
he has
not married though.
no, it's an adopted not stepson, an adopted son that he's maybe sliding his penis in and out of. Slowly, like romantically. Oh. Because it's a kid, you gotta go slow, you know.
He's gross.
Welcome to Pedophilia Talk with Dan and Heidi.
No.
So now he's in trouble for possibly a couple things now. Having a 17-year-old underage girl that he trafficked in and out of state,
Yeah.
and then in trouble for trying to buy her a fake ID. You heard this now? That's the new
no.
news as of yesterday or today.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So there's someone blew the lid off of this story where he was getting a super late night, middle of the night tour of a place where IDs are made. And there's video stuff of him, and some guy was trying to get him
gross.
emergency IDs made for something. And so they're saying he might be indicted in the next couple of weeks for that kind of stuff. Couldn't happen to a better guy.
And guess where he met that girl? Just guess.
The 17-year-old?
He.
Or the child?
No. Was it the 17-year-old? He met his fiance at Trump's place in Florida.
Mar-a-Lago. That was going to be my guess. Of course. Cesspool.
Disgusting.
Love it. Couldn't happen to a better guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So
Anyhow.
stay tuned on the Matt Gaetz saga. I hope he gets in huge trouble. We had a listener send in a bit of a strange story that I want to get your take on.
I hope Matt Gaetz gets the vaccine.
Heidi, you're such an anti-vaxxer. It's unbelievable. This came in from, what's her name again? I forget. Shit. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, it's an anonymous. I have a question for your next show. Should you wish to explore this dangerous territory? Today, my dad walked through some of my gunk on the garage floor, and it stuck to his foot. And we were sort of laughing about it. And then later, I saw there was still some of this ashy tar on the bottom of his foot. So I jokingly started to pretend to clean it off the bottom of his foot. And in doing so, touched his foot, which he has always said were, quote, sensitive. He got quite mad and defensive and firmly instructed me to never, ever touch his feet. All of my life, I've sort of chalked it up to him having ticklish feet, but his reaction today was queer and very tense. Yes, I am his daughter, and I have no reason to believe he found this particular act titillating, but I couldn't help but wonder if he is so guarded about his feet because they bring him copious amounts of pleasure.
Oh my God.
Does my dad have a foot fetish? Should I even want to know? It's no big deal. Of all the fantasies, it is rather insane, so...
Oh, no. Wait, what's the gunk?
I don't know.
Just stuff on
That's
the floor?
your question? Let's get to the bottom of this story. What exactly was on the floor? It's not cum. I mean, it's probably just
Well,
like
at first
oil
I thought it was
or...
a guy saying that was a gunk.
No,
so
it's a
So
girl.
it was just stuff on...
Stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. You'd be a great detective. A great detective. Yeah. What
would
is the gunk?
actually.
First question.
First off.
What was on the floor? How big is the garage? What do you think?
right.
I mean, the reaction sounds a bit like,
Maybe he's just ticklish.
well, there's more to this.
There's more?
There's more. So there's that. And then
Oh, no.
I said, I responded back and said, I will definitely be talking about this. And she said, thank you. I've been thinking about it a lot. Add to that, my mom has always told me to take good care of my feet, which she claims a dying prostitute told her. British. But now it makes sense and is ringing in my ears. I guess I have to know because if I touched his foot and his feet made him horny, it's almost as if I touched his cock.
Oh, I can't. It's disturbing. I can't. It's really disturbing for me because I'm so close with my dad. Like it makes me like, oh, like give me.
I think that's what this girl's going through. Is like, I think she's concerned that she may have accidentally turned her dad on.
Oh, well, if I were her, I would just forget it all.
How do you forget that though?
The vaccine.
There you go. It's a mind eraser. I took it a month ago. I have no idea what's going on. I feel great.
Absolutely no idea
Yeah.
what's going on. I don't know. What does she want to know? Like, should she?
Do we think
she
her dad
think-
has a foot fetish? I say yes. I think so.
I think maybe he's just. I mean, so he like reacted like.
Like got mad that she touched his foot, and she wasn't touching. I don't think she was touching a ticklish part. It was the part that gave him a raging hard on.
Oh gosh.
And then he just jerked off in front of her real
really
quick. Real quick.
disturbing. I guess
And the mother, the added info of the mom, like saying, reminding her to take care of her feet. Like it's like a feet thing is a thing in the family or something.
Huh. And she's British, she's saying?
Yeah.
I love the Brits.
I don't.
Are you really?
I don't think I do.
I'm half. Well,
Some I
I found
do.
out I'm half Irish and British, or I'm Welsh.
I have some English in there. I just, I don't know. They're very
love the
snotty.
English. I love their sense of humor.
Except for the ones that listen to the show. There was a bunch, and I love all them.
I love that.
Those ones are great. What?
And Bridgerton. Didn't want to watch it. Thought it was so dumb.
Is it a sex show?
It is a sex.
Isn't it like
I'm in love with the show.
It's
It
a
is
steamy one for girls, right?
It is so good.
Because my wife has gotten into these. Like she loves these. Like she's not pervy at all.
Yeah.
But in the last like 6 months, she's gotten into all these foreign like sex shows. What's
Like
the one?
what?
What's the Irish one with the?
With the killer?
No. It was It's an Irish guy and a girl, and
Oh my
like,
god!
she wants to
so
be
good.
the girlfriend,
It's
and
called,
he real people
called
or real people are listening and screaming this right now.
It's called. I don't know my phone with me. It's called
Anyway,
oh my God.
that
and
one.
I didn't want to watch it either, and I watched it, and it's beautiful. And it's
My wife's been
so
dripping
sexy.
wet
It's
since she
so
watched
good.
it.
It's so good.
Irish
And the ending
sex
made me
show.
so mad.
Love show.
Real love affair. Real love.
I thought it was called Real People.
Real. Real sexy.
Wait,
It's called
Wait, here it is. Normal People.
Normal People.
Yep.
So good.
Like and it was
So
funny.
good.
I didn't watch it, but almost she watched it for like a week or two, and I'm not joking. Every single time I walked in the room when she was watching it, someone was fucking on the show. It was like I feel like it was nonstop sex. I'm sure it wasn't, but the timing could
no.
not have been. And every time I'd walk in, she'd be like, "I swear to God, it's not always like this. I'm not just watching porn." I was like, "I don't care if you do, go for it."
It's really good.
So Bridgerton is another one. That's
Bridgerton's
another
so good. And I watched it and I was like, I'm not watching this crap. This is ridiculous. You
Netflix,
kidding
right?
me? Yeah, it's really good. Really, 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 really good. Okay.
My friend on Facebook said she's very clever. She said, "I only watch Bridgerton for the articles," which is an old Playboy joke of I only read it
That's
for the
awesome.
articles. Yeah.
Okay, so wait about the feet. I don't know. It's disturbing. If I were her,
yeah,
I'd be
so-
disturbed.
so,
Like
okay.
I'd be like,
So
oh
the fact that
God.
you're disturbed, I think you
disturbed.
think it's a fetish. I think the
Maybe.
dad he didn't like that his
But
daughter was.
my dad is really really ticklish like on his neck. So I'm thinking that like maybe he's ticklish on his foot and like
That's a safer thing to think.
yeah, I'd prefer to think of that.
But the
That's
anger,
Jehovah's
I think
Witness in
the
me.
anger reaction is more.
So you got
of like
angry at her like oh
I think he was like embarrassed or something. That's my
Huh.
guess.
maybe.
So, listener,
yeah, don't
I
touch
think
his feet.
I think
ever.
you turned your dad on, and don't worry, it's not your fault. But don't do it again. And if you're gonna do it again, lick his feet.
Yeah.
Because that'll really get things spiced up a little bit.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Let's wrap this one up for now. This is a good show. This is a really good show. I'm really happy.
I don't know if I could just see my profile.
Well,
though.
you'll see it on YouTube shortly.
Sweet.
Oh, guys, if you guys only listen to the podcast, you can also watch us on YouTube. Like I said in the beginning, we're finally back face to face, which it's so much smoother and nicer.
Nice, yeah.
Zoom is
Feels
driving me
better.
nuts. If there's not 2 really good internet connections, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Yeah. This last one, last week was like, oh.
I know, and it's been happening for months, and I'm really glad to have this to be sitting across from you. It's nice.
And Dolly.
Dolly's here. I don't know if you can see it on the shot, but
Oh.
we have an ode to Dolly Parton up here because she's up there with Betty White and Bill Murray
Oh, Bill Murray.
as like national treasures.
I love Bill Murray.
Everyone does, of course you do.
Love him.
I mean, that's not ground. Everyone does. Yeah.
Did you see the documentary about him on Netflix?
No, I've wanted to. It's been in my queue for like 40 years, and I
That's
haven't
good.
checked it yet. I know it's.
When he shows up everywhere and like all of a
randomly.
sudden he's at, all
he'll
of
get a
sudden
random
he's like,
invite. He doesn't have a cell phone, but he has a messaging service. And is it a public number? Anyway,
Is it?
people
I don't know.
somehow get messages to him say like, "Hey, we're having a frat party, June 15th if you want to come." And for some reason, every now and then he'll show up
So cool.
and like party and play
he's so awesome.
ping pong, and he's
Yep.
great. Yeah, he's a wonderful, wonderful human.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if he listens.
to this.
Yeah. What do you think?
I am willing to bet.
No. Yes?
I guess no. Heidi, thanks.
You're gonna say
No, you're probably right. No one listens, I guess. Point taken. No, I get it. I don't know why we're here. Thank you guys for listening. You can join the party on Patreon. Have a good time over there. We do extra content. I treat it like a blog, some behind-the-scenes videos, extended versions of shows.
Gary Gygax.
Gary Gygax. We're going to do a whole Gygax deep dive this month, I think.
What is that whole ASMR thing where they talk like they go into the microphone and they...
You want to talk about getting boners? I'm going to get a boner if you keep doing that.
Oh.
So please keep doing it. I have, since I was a little kid... Okay, we're going to do another half hour on this right now. ASMR, which everyone knows, is like...
What does that stand for? Audio...
Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Jesus Christ.
I really know my
You're
shit.
smart.
So it's like people do this kind of shit.
Yeah. And then they talk.
Just whisper and be like, I'm gonna crinkle this Swedish fish bag. I'm gonna slip into a coma. I love it so much. Since I was a kid, I have been like, there's only been a name for it since 2006 or 2007 or 8 is when it got a name for it. But since I was a little kid, I have been so soothed by the sound of whispering or people that like speak softly or like old people. Like when my grandmother would tell stories, I'd just be like, "Oh, yes, tell me everything about your life." It just calmed me.
Wow.
And there were when there were movies, like I can name some movies that have really good whisper scenes, and I would just rewind them over and over.
Like
and
what?
There's a I'm embarrassed to even talk about it. Like there's a movie called Haunted Honeymoon
I love that movie.
with Gene Wilder.
Yeah. I love that movie.
Do you know it pretty well?
I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember. I love. Yeah.
There's a scene where the 2 werewolf guys meet in the basement, and they're whispering and like, "Jesus, where you been? I've been looking for you." Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I would just rewind that over and over, and I wouldn't know why it made me feel a certain way, but it like gives me like tingles in my head, like down my
Wow.
spine, and it's not sexual at all. I was joking about the boner thing.
Right.
It's just I listen to it and watch videos almost every night before I go to bed. It like gets me ready to go to sleep.
That's amazing.
I love it.
I didn't know. I just brought it up because I was talking like this.
Oh,
There's
Heidi.
a scene in Hot Tub Time Machine, where they're like, "White buffalo, white buffalo, white buffalo." And they say it over and over again. I love that scene.
Oh, yeah, whispering and crinkling and all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff. And then people do like
Yeah.
tapping. I don't like the tapping stuff is bullshit if you ask me.
My cousin's friend from school, who's my friend too, she married Raven Simone. Raven. That's so
Cosby show?
Raven.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is this Cosby?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She was the cute little girl.
Okay.
She's so cute. But they have a cooking thing that they do. It's an ASMR thing for Zoe Saldana. You got to see it. I'll send it to you.
Please.
If you look it up on YouTube,
I'm into it. Listen,
you can see it too.
And I hate to be one of those guys, but like, guys, I was into this when I was a kid. It's not some new fad for me. I'm OG ASMR before there was a name for it.
That's so cool. I just
Imagine
found this
being
out,
into
like,
the Beatles 30 years before they were a band. That's how I feel.
Wow, that
Pretty
is
special.
so cool. Your hair looks cool too. It looks like you have a little horn right there.
Oh my! Do I have a
looks
cowlick?
cool. That's cute.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
You can find Heidi on Instagram at Heidi Sabrina. Is that right?
Yeah.
And hopefully you don't have any medical emergencies between now and next week.
Hope
I
not.
think.
Well, I'm gonna get the vaccine. I think so.
Don't tease me.
Is there anybody else out there that can like send you a message and say that they're scared to get the vaccine as well? Am I the only one?
Most of my audience is not complete idiots, so I think most of them are getting vaccinated. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have feelings about the vaccine, please send us an audio message. You can go to at Rareform Radio on Instagram, Twitter, wherever, and would like to know your input on it. Actually, it is a good conversation to have. I'm curious. I am curious.
I mean, I think that I'm not. People shouldn't just. They should do research on it first.
Or you'd be like me and just trust scientists that dedicate their lives to it. That's what I kind of.
Yeah.
That's the way I go. Oh boy. Yeah. So, Heidi, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see you. Like I said, again, this feels so much smoother and
Yeah, like
nicer than it
this.
has for an entire year.
Feels-
And we wouldn't be doing this if I didn't get vaccinated.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Because I
Wow.
am scared of dying.
You're-
Yeah. Yep.
Clearly, I'm not.
All right. We will be back next week with Heidi again, and we might have a really interesting guest next
Ooh.
week. If I can figure out, it'll be a Zoom thing. I don't want to say too much, but a fascinating guest.
Ooh.
Did I tell you a bit?
Is this
It is, yes.
Wow. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be next week or the week after, but we have a
Wow.
wild person to speak to.
Insane.
Like the kind of person that everyone would have like 100 questions for.
Have they ever done a podcast?
I think so. But this person is very open to discussing what he's done. And that's all I'll say. This person has done some crazy shit.
That's nuts.
Things that I want to do. All right, we'll be back next week. Thank you for listening. Love you all very much. Heidi, thank you. And and we will see you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Bye.
Bye.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.